few turrets being put down, but I think these are mostly just the defense against anything that Stork might do, because he's expecting Reavers again, because that's what Stork did the last time, and ForGG may be thinking, hey, he did it last time, it worked last time, you might be thinking of it again, but I don't think he's going to expect carriers coming knocking on his front door. I'm expecting Stork to just get his first 2 carriers, then instantly move out with those, and they're just continuing reinforcing. He might even just, of course, if he goes with air and ground at the same time, it's going to help him all. Going to send out a probe there, trying to put down expansion. There's a vulture in that location, so that's not going to happen. So Stork just absolute control here. ForGG also at 2 bases. He hasn't gotten too much economic damage, although he did lose some SCVs. He did almost lose a command center. Now that I think about it, okay, there was a lot of economic damage done. Just never mind what I'm saying. But I'm not quite sure if he has... I don't think he has Terran boosters anywhere close to ready or anything. I don't think he's expecting anything. First carrier now out for Stork. He's going to wait for a second one, I assume, before he moves out. We're going to see whether he tries to just stick to using those carriers to just harassing the ground, the economy, as well as the tanks, killing the tanks with those carriers. And if that happens, he's going to be just moving in with his Dragoons and mopping up on the ground. Some probes being killed by vultures along the ground, so that's pretty good. ForGG doing a decent job of preventing another expansion being put up by Stork. But Stork at these 2 bases can pretty much hold as he is, not move out at all until he has those carriers, which carriers, of course, alongside are going to give him a full-on scout. No Goliaths yet. A few turrets in some location, but overall, nothing. There's an engineering bait to spot what he is probably going to assume is going to be Reavers and a shuttle, but instead he's going to see 2 carriers, and he's also upgrading aerial weapons, I assume. Also putting down a robotic facility. Now the one vulture spots the carriers, and this probably instantly going to force ForGG to start building some Goliaths, because you're going to need the Goliaths. ForGG looking a little bit, crap, you know. No idea this was happening. Now putting down an armory. He does. Oh, he didn't even have an armory! I didn't even. Oh, God. This is it. I didn't even notice. I thought he had an armory at this point, but I didn't notice that he didn't have an armory, and he's going to have no Goliaths out against. He's not going to have nothing but turrets to defend. He's going to frantically build as many turrets as he can, but these carriers are going to move in and just going to take as many turrets as he can. ForGG, I think what he has to do at this point is just counterattack. That's the only thing. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to put down some turrets alongside the sides to counter some carriers. He's going to try to go for a counterattack, because that's the only chance he has. Some tanks going to engage, some Dragoons. Dragoons going to come down, but there are carriers still in this location. That's why he's building the turrets, try to prevent that. Stork apparently just rallying his carriers to ForGG's base, so not paying attention at all. Those vultures moving out inside for ForGG as well, trying to do as much damage as he can. These carriers, some turrets are being put up, but Stork doing a pretty good job overall of keeping these carriers alive, trying to harass as much as he can. His natural is not mining anymore, because ForGG has done a pretty good push, but he still has enough ground force to defend, I believe. Some turrets being desperately repaired, but all the turrets have been cleaned up. Now this carriage is going to go to work. This Nexus of Stork's, interesting enough, the next set is natural is, in fact, going to go down. Stork is going to be forced to defend 1 base here, and he might actually be in a little bit of trouble. So both players, at this point, this might even come down to elimination game. I'm not quite sure whether ForGG has enough forces to play an elimination game. Some Goliaths now out for ForGG. He's going to try to defend as much as he can. Also putting down some turrets. He's just going to try to stay inside of his main and defend as much as he can. He doesn't have any Terran boosters yet. Probably upgrading those as we speak. Just going to try to engage and kill as many instruments as he can. So any turrets that get put up instantly get killed. As he gets killed, they're trying to put down turret. 1 turret comes down. About 5 or 6 Goliaths going to engage. I think 3 or 4 carriers. Meanwhile, now ForGG going to push in with tanks. He's going to find himself in very hard opposition as he tries to move up that ramp. Stork, meanwhile, just going to engage as well as he can with those interceptors of his against those Goliaths. I think ForGG just has to sit there and wait for Terran boosters to help him out. And I don't think he has any weapons upgrades. I mean, weapons 1 would really help him against those interceptors, but unfortunately without those weapons on, that very late army is just not going to be able to get the amount of Goliaths he's going to need. Now ForGG trying to push up with siege tanks, but they instantly get killed. There are carriers there to help defend as well as Zealous and Dragoons, and I think Stork has this game at this point. I'm not quite sure whether he's going to go to elimination. Terran Booster's now ready for ForGG, but he's lost all of his Goliaths, and now these interceptors are going to be able to kill everything. A carrier also in Stork's own main to defend. I think he has 4 or 5 carriers actually running amok, now going to kill the armory, and that's going to prevent any Goliaths. And as soon as the army gets taken out, I think that's going to be GG from ForGG, because I'm not seeing now this army is taken out. He's not going to have any Goliaths to defend against these carriers. If he would have kept some Goliaths, possibly get a decent number on him, would have been better. If he should have built an armory just beforehand, just a preventative measure, just to get weapons 1, because you need weapons 1 against protoss players, but he didn't do that, so he got his Goliaths way too late. If he had that armory, you might have been able to get his Goliaths out in time. Those Terran boosters now going to be completely insignificant. He's trying to reestablish his armory just to try to push it back, But that's going to be it. All Goliaths have been taken down, and now these carriers are just going to go to work on this entire CV line. ForGG probably going to do a final push here before he just gives up. Going to push in with a few tanks that he has left, as long as some SCVs that he has to defend. He's going to move in, siege, start sieging that gateway. Just, oh, I'm sieging up. The SCVs running in to block, trying to do their best, but all the tanks are going to get worked here. Carrier also going to move in. All the tanks moving out. Vulture there. Defense out. GG from ForGG. Always funny when you have to say that. Don't know why. But, well, obvious why, because GG, hey. So Stork pulling off another win, and ForGG has to be feeling the pressure here. Stork playing another solid game, completely taken ForGG by surprise with those carriers, and as soon as that happened, as soon as ForGG had no defense, I think that was it. ForGG almost did a good counter push, but he simply could not move into the main. If ForGG had kept his own main defended with Goliaths, he might have been able to pull back into that game. Would have become a very low econ, high-tech game. But overall, he's now up against the ropes. Third set soon, guys. Ranching out.